Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. It is of course only me again, and thank you all so much for joining me on another day out metal detecting. So where are we this week? Well, that is a good question. I have got the opportunity to go on a field which I have been wanting to do for absolutely ages. Now, it recently got ploughed, and it hasn't been ploughed in at least the last 10 to 12 years. So to be honest, I've never ever done this field whilst it has been ploughed, and I am so excited to get in here. Now, unfortunately, I am a little bit late to the party. The seeds have started to come up in the field, which means I've pretty much got today to try and do this field, and that is going to be impossible because it is absolutely huge. And if you're interested to see what I find in this ploughed field today, then continue to watch the video. And of course, if you like metal detecting videos in general, then hit that subscribe button, because I'm going to be uploading videos regularly for you to enjoy in the comfort of your own home. And of course, if you like the video today, do drop me a thumbs up. But that is the talking out of the way. I have got so much digging to do today, and it's November, so it's going to get dark at about 4:30. So very limited time to do it, but let's get cracking. And as always, I will see you all on the very first hole. Well, it did not take us very long at all to come down on our very first target today in this ploughed field. Now, I know that I said earlier in the intro that I've been waiting ages to come in here, but I have done this field before. In fact, I've probably done it about 2 or 3 times. But it was pasture. It was, been laid in grass for years and years and years, and I was finding relatively interesting things. So what I've kind of done is gone back to those areas where I found those things, hoping that now it's been ploughed, it's just going to bring up some even more interesting bits for us to find. But we've come down on our very first one, and it appears to be in this tiny little lump here. So it is a really, really sweet sounding little target. So I've got quite high hopes for this one, to be honest with you. And wouldn't it be nice for our very first target to be something special? But let's crack it open, see what we've got. Okay, so what's it going to be today? Is it going to be anything good, or is it just going to be a piece of junk? Well, I think I'm going to need to get my coil and just run these parts over. Okay, so it says that it's in this bit, so let's crack it in half. Now it says it's in this tiny little bit. Now let's see if we can find it. Is that it there? Is that it? Is it just a little piece of lead? Could just be a little piece of lead. That is it. It's a round piece of lead, so it's not just any old piece of lead, but I think it is just a piece of lead. It could even be a squashed musket ball or something like that, to be honest. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. It might be a bit too flat for that. But it's just a piece of lead for the first target. Not to worry, there's going to be plenty more to come, so make sure you stay tuned and let's move on. So we have been in this field for probably about 25 minutes, something like that, and I have just been working that sort of patch that I had found things before in this field, but obviously it was pasture. And I think we've just gone and found a hammered coin, a silver hammered coin already. Can you believe that? Absolutely crazy. So this signal was coming up at about sort of 52 to 53, and I'd already had about 2 shotgun shells that were already 52, 53, 54. So I just thought it's probably just going to be another shotgun shell. But it wasn't. It was a lush little coin, and I haven't really had a look at it yet. I've just picked it out. Let's take a closer look. Okay, so here is the little coin that we have just picked out of the ground. And look at how thin this coin is. It's got to be a little hammered coin, isn't it? For sure. Let's just try and scrub a little bit of this mud off of the coin and see what we've got here. Is it going to be a Tudor coin? Is it going to be a medieval coin? Not really too sure yet, to be honest. Let's look at this other side, which is actually a lot cleaner. So it's a long cross. It's a long cross penny. Amazing. We have just gone straight down on a medieval long cross 1 penny, and this probably dates to like the 1300s or something like that. You can see the long cross really clear on that side, and of course the 3 pellets there in each quadrant. But who is it? It's not in the best of condition, unfortunately, which means that I can't really tell you who it is, but it's probably going to be one of the Edwards, maybe Edward I or II, something like that. But to be honest, I don't care. It is an absolutely wonderful little find to come straight down into on this field, and we have got hours and hours left. So yeah, a lush silver hammered coin. Now, considering I honestly thought this was just going to be another shotgun shell, it has absolutely surprised me, and it's little things like this that just give you extra energy to get your head down and keep working the field, and hopefully more things are going to come out. So I am certainly pepped up now. Let's go and see what else we can find today in this amazing field. So literally just a moment after we have gone and found that amazing little silver medieval hammered penny, I came down on a really glorious sounding 83 to 84 on the target identification. Now, I can't let you hear it today because I'm using the Deus WS6 Master. Perfect machine, nice and lightweight for you to just get your head down and get as much of the field done as possible. But of course, it doesn't have the speaker on it, so I can't let you hear this sound. However, something has come out of the ground, and it's green, and it's kind of pointy, and it looks pretty interesting. Come and take a look. Okay, so what do we have here? Now, I've got to be honest, at first I thought this was just a stone because it really didn't look like anything special, but it's definitely the target, and the more you look at it, the more sort of green it becomes. So the green would indicate that this is a copper alloy, and it's folded over. It's got something on this side here. It's got a little split on that side there, and what appears to be a little hole in it just here as well. And as you can see, it is hollow. Now, I wonder, and this really is a long shot, and guys, please feel free to correct me in the comments because I'm not really 100% sure, but I'm willing to take a guess on this. Could very well be a dagger shape. And what I mean by that is that this was essentially the bottom part of the shape, and the sort of leather bit would have gone up there, and the sword, the pointy end of the sword, would have sat down this end, or the pointy end of the dagger, because it's quite a small one. But it is a long shot. I really don't actually know that for sure, but it's copper alloy. It certainly very well could be, because it's hollow, as you can see, and at that end it's sort of sealed. So could this very well be a medieval dagger shape? In which case that would be an absolutely wonderful find. We've just come on a patch which has got a silver medieval penny and a possible dagger shape as well. So as I said, I'm not 100% sure on this one. Please let me know in the comments what you think about it. I will of course clean it up and put a picture on the video for you all to see. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. I'm sort of 90% sure that this could very well be one, but it could also be a piece of junk. Who knows? Let me know down below, and let's move on. So our very next find in the field is a massive green penny, and this is a penny from the reign of Queen Victoria, and it's quite late in her reign because you can see that she's wearing the hooded veil there. So This has got to be, what, late 1800s, but let's have a look at the date here and see what it says. Oh, wow. So that is 1900, which has got to be right near the end of her reign. Can you see that just on the bottom there? 1900, wow. And what great condition as well. The green patina is really, really nice on it. That's really, really cool. I mean, we're finding, you know, coins that are 100 years old in and amongst things that are hundreds and hundreds of years old. And it's just amazing, isn't it, that things just get mixed up throughout the years and all toiled together. But I like pennies like that. They're in great condition, and I'm sure it will clean up really, really nicely as well. But let's keep going. So I've just found something in this field which I honestly had to look twice, 3 times, 4 times at to make sure that it was actually the target that I got on the metal detector. And I've just picked it out the field, and it is the strangest little thing ever. Now, I'm gonna say, I think this is a coin, but take a look at it, because I have never ever seen a coin come out of the ground that looks like this. So first of all, look at it. It's white. It's completely white. And I was like, oh, it's just a piece of lead or something like that, because of course lead always comes out white. But it's thin and it's round and it's not so white on that side, which means I think we've just gone and found another hammered coin. But what has happened to this coin, I have absolutely no idea, because silver doesn't usually tarnish very much at all. But this thing has completely corroded and it's oxidized, and it must be watered down to some degree, because of course, yeah, it's just in very, very bad condition. Very bad condition. But I honestly do think we've just gone and found another hammered coin, which is absolutely amazing. To go and find another hammered coin, bearing in mind how long we've been in this field. But I really just wasn't expecting it to be a hammered coin, especially when I first saw it. I was just like, no, it can't be. And then of course I picked it up and looked at how thin it was, and I was like, wow, maybe it is a hammered coin. But what has the farmer been putting in this field for silver to come out looking like this? I mean, it could just be a very debased coin, in which case there just could be a lot of lead mixed in with the silver. But yeah, it's an interesting one. I'm trying to clean it up, trying to get some information from this coin, but I honestly can't see an absolute thing on it. So I might just give this one a quick scrub with the toothbrush, and by the power of editing, we will see if there is anything on this coin for us to identify it. Okay, so it has had a little bath in some water and a scrub with the toothbrush, and you can now see a lot more information on this coin. For instance, there is a lovely little shield on one side there, with some really nice details around the shield, which is nice to see. It looks like it's got 2 keys below the shield. One key on the bottom corner there and another key on the other corner there. So if we turn it over, and I've tried to get this as clean as humanly possible, but to be honest with you, it's so tricky to see anything at all on this side of the coin. However, I'm willing to place a bet that this could very well be a Henry VIII sovereign penny. And the reason I say that is because the 2 keys are a bit of a giveaway on that side. And on this side, you can't really see anything kind of bust worthy. But if you look, and with the eye of faith, you can almost see like a kind of throne, or somebody sat on a throne. And I don't know whether that's coming through on the camera, but of course that is very stereotypical of a sovereign penny. So I'm going to have to put this in the bag and clean it up. But please guys, what do you think this is? Would you say this was a sovereign penny, or is it something else entirely different and I'm going down completely the wrong road with this one. It is wishful thinking. I've found very few sovereign pennies, and hopefully I can clean this up and get some nice details from it as well. But again, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this amazing coin. So we are back again, and I think very possibly, and about 10 minutes on from that other silver little hammered coin that we had that came out completely white, looks like we've only gone and found another one, but I don't think this is a silver. So we can't celebrate our triple silver day as of yet. But look, it's round, it's super thin, but this one is green. It's not sort of silver like the other ones, or white as that last one came out. But let's just give it a little clean off and see if we can see anything on here, because it could very well be a jeton, in which case that of course would also date to the Middle Ages, could also be medieval and into the Tudor period as well. Now, because this is copper alloy, we really don't want to be scrubbing it too hard with our fingers, because it can take off some details, and those details are going to help us identify this coin. But as far as I can see, and I can just see it there, I hope that's coming through on the camera, it honestly does look like a jeton. It really does. And this is possibly sort of 14 to 1500s, which would put this very firmly in the same category as that possible Henry VIII coin that we had before. And it looks to me like an English jeton as well. It's just got that sort of look about it. There's a lot more sort of details on this side, so let's just see if we can pull anything up on this side as well. Oh, I mean, it's not in the best condition. Jetons hardly ever are, to be honest with you. If you ever find a really good jeton that's in great condition, chances are it's going to be worth a fair bit of money, because they don't usually come out with a lot of detail on, especially really thin ones like this. So, have we just gone and found something else which dates to the medieval period in this field? That would just be incredible, wouldn't it? Absolutely incredible. What an amazing day we are having so far. I can't believe it. I mean, it's still the morning and we have got so much of the day left before it starts to get dark. And what an amazing day we are having so far. This is probably already, bearing in mind we've only been here a couple of hours, one of my best days of 2024 so far. So a nice little medieval jeton. What else is going to come out of this field? Keep watching and you'll soon find out. So this little target is nothing to write home about, but I do think it's interesting enough to stick on the camera. And the reason I say that is because it's a little copper alloy item. And I think I know what this is. And I could only tell this because of two things. First of all, it's got a little pattern on it. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got like a sort of line that goes around there. And it has got some more patterns sort of on the top bit as well. But the other thing that gave it away for me was that it's concaved, which means that this is part of a little crotal bell. And the reason why this is interesting is because I very rarely find crotal bells. For some reason, in the part of the country where I metal detect, you just don't find them very often at all. And I don't know why. I've baffled myself about this for years and years and years, and I just can't figure out why there aren't that many here. And I know loads of people that metal detect in this area and this county, and honestly, not many of them find crotal bells. Maybe they just weren't the fashion around here. I honestly have no idea, but it's nice to find a little smashed fragment of one, because it does mean, of course, that they were here. It's just that they weren't here a lot, and trust me, you never ever find complete ones. So it's a nice little surprise, but I think it is a tiny little fragment of a nice crotal bell. And of course, crotal bells were hung on animals and livestock, so that essentially you could sort of hear them coming and you knew where they were. But there we are, there's that one. Let's keep pushing on and see what else comes out. So it has gone and happened again, and I honestly cannot believe it. I must admit, it had gone a little bit quiet, so for about 20 minutes or so I was just walking up and down and not getting an awful lot, and then all of a sudden, boom, 83. It was just an amazing sounding target, and I thought, wow, that's definitely getting dug out, and I am so glad that I did, because something truly amazing has just popped out of the grounds. Let's go and have a look. Okay guys, I cannot believe we have just picked this coin out of the ground. What a huge hammered coin that really is. Oh my sweet Jesus, what a day we are having. Hey look at that, it's white again. It's white, exactly the same as that last long cross penny that we had. It's even left the ground white as well, so it's obviously oxidization which is coming from the coin itself. But look at how wonderful that coin is. It looks like it's a groat, but it's dark on that side. It's white on that side, dark on that side. Yeah, it definitely looks like a groat. It's thick enough to be a groat. If you look on this side as well, you can also see that it's got the long cross, but it's also got all of the other legends associated with a higher denomination of coin. So yeah, it's a really special coin, and you know, it's an amazing find. I'm not actually that surprised that I found it based on all of the other things that we've picked from this field today. It would make sense, wouldn't it, that you find big hammered coins and you find small hammered coins. But oh wow, honestly, 83s, absolutely sweet. There was no sort of grunty undertones, no buzz to it at all. It was just dig me, and it was probably about 4 to 5 inches underneath this ploughed soil. And what an amazing coin we have just gone and found. So I don't want to clean it up too much now, but I reckon this is probably going to be an Edward III or something like that. But of course it does place it firmly into the late 1300s and into the 1400s, but I will hopefully be able to find a lot more information about this coin, and of course pop it on the video for you all to see. So this target was an absolute ear burster. Oh my goodness. I mean, to be fair, it's a big target and it wasn't particularly deep in the ground. I'd probably say about 3 inches at the very most. And look at this chunky, big coin. Now, I'm not going to lie, at first when I saw this, I thought, wow, this could be a Roman coin. But looking at it again, I really don't think it is a Roman coin. It's too round, it's too well made. You can see that it's been done on a, you know, milling machine, so it's very likely going to be a Georgian coin. So is this a Georgian 1 penny? And by that I mean a cartwheel penny. It's a good possibility. However, it almost looks a little bit too small. And I mean just a fraction too small. I would expect a cartwheel penny to be out here somewhere. However, it's really thick. So I don't know any other coins that would be of this denomination and this thick and this weight. It doesn't appear to have any information on it whatsoever. I have cleaned it up a little bit with the toothbrush and I couldn't see anything on there. So I don't really know. I think I'm just going to have to give it a bit of a scrub off, let it soak for a while in some deionized water, and just hope and pray I can get something from it which will enable me to sort of date it really, because it's certainly a really interesting find. It's just a shame it doesn't have any detail left on it. Well, it's gone and happened again, hasn't it? I can't believe it. I think we've just gone and found another hammered coin in this ploughed field. And this was probably the deepest one yet as well. I'd probably say it was, you know, 6-7 inches, which, considering this is a ploughed field and everything should be on the top, is quite deep. But it actually looks like another silver hammered coin. And I mean, what's quite interesting about this one is that it looks to be possibly a Tudor coin, I would say. Could very well be a Tudor coin, but it is quite worn. However, it didn't come out white like the other ones. So maybe this one is a much higher sort of silver quantity. But yeah, I'm not really too sure. I can't see a lot of detail on there. This still very well could be a long cross silver penny, because I can see some sort of cross going through the middle there. So it could very well be another medieval penny, which would make more sense considering the things that we have found in here. Haven't really had too much Tudor other than that very possible Henry VIII sovereign penny that we had earlier. So I'm not really too sure. I have no idea, but I am so glad that we have gone and found another hammered coin in here, because that of course means that we have found 4 silver hammered coins and a jeton today, which is got to be one of my best days ever, let alone out of 2024. I honestly just can't believe it. I'm a little bit speechless, to be honest with you. I knew this field would be relatively good because, as I said, in pasture, I've gone over it and we found some good stuff. But now this plough has come through and turned up all of the bits that we were unable to get when it was in pasture is mind-blowing. If you think how big this field is and how small a percentage of it that I've done, there could be so many great things in this field, and it just excites me really. You know, you've just got to get out there with your detector, walk the bits you want to walk, and chances are there are great things out there to find. But it's just amazing. Okay, so unfortunately we are going to leave it there for this week's video, but don't worry, because I am going to be coming back in this field tomorrow, which means next week's video you are going to have a part 2, and I'm pretty sure we're going to have equally as good a day as what we have had today. I think today has been one of my best days ever. 4 hammered coins, a jeton, a possible medieval dagger shape. I mean, what can get any better than that, honestly? So I am really excited to get back in here tomorrow and of course film all of those things for you to see as well. But that leaves me to say thank you all so much for watching this video. I really hope you've enjoyed seeing me pull out those really nice little historical nuggets. It's been an absolute pleasure filming it for you, and it's been an absolute pleasure pulling them out of the ground. And don't forget guys, if you do like metal detecting videos, then hit that subscribe button, because that way you will get a notification with every video that I upload. However, that is the talking out of the way. I will catch all of you next week in part 2 of this video. And until then, I will catch you all on the very next hole.